We are going to figure out where in the world Carmen Sandiego is on this episode of
Historiography.
This is pretty serious. Have we had anything as serious as this so far?
Well, yes, I think we've got something much more serious right now.
Hey, what say you we have ourselves a wingding tonight?
It's the study of history.
Duck and cover. That flash means act fast.
I'm your host, Jim Stewart Allen.
He's not a part, he's a weapon.
Just leave it there.
Notice how he keeps from moving.
Historiography.
You had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa.
It's not rocket science.
The satellite is pushed off on its own at the speed of
It's social science. There will be homework today. Compare and contrast. Let's figure it out together. There could be a lot of reading.
It's been a good long time since we've had a regular.
Historiography, it's not rocket science, it's social science. Come on!
This is so silly, it's kind of great.
I'm just saying whatever.
Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Historiography. Historiography, it's not rocket science, it's social science. I'm your host, Jim Stewart Allen. We have a really special episode today because not only is this an audio episode, oh my goodness, this one is a video episode as well. Because I'm at my friend Sam's apartment and he does video stuff. And he does it well, by the way. We're going to be... He does it well to me. He does it well to me. He's working hard. And so he was like, dude, let's just make this a video podcast. So we're doing both right now. It's very exciting. Something embarrassing happened. So we were setting up everything to get this ready. I set up my microphone. And Sam looked at it and he turned it around. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, that's how that's how a microphone is supposed to be turned. So basically, I've been using this microphone the wrong way for almost 2 years now.
True story.
I thought it was all about surface area. Turns out it's about pointing it the right direction. I was like, the more surface area you get, so basically imagine a microphone turned the wrong way. Imagine how much surface area it gives you, and now imagine me thinking that's what you want, and that's what I did for almost 2 years. So thank goodness there will probably be better audio quality now. What just happened? I don't know what's going on, but it's really funny. We're just gonna keep going.
And you have my backup audio anyways, the good audio from my microphone.
Oh, cool. Oh, there you go. All right, cool. Well, let's see. Oh, so we're talking about where in the world Carmen Sandiego is. Which is both a game show on PBS and also a super popular computer game made by Broderbund, which is it's a very weird name, but it was an educational computer game company. It was probably Mac, Broderbund, there were a few other ones, but that was a big one. And their bread and butter was where in the blank is Carmen Sandiego. Where in the USA, where in the world, where in space. They even had a where in space, which are all available on archive.org. I'll be putting the link up for where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, but from there you can find all the rest. It's a great game to play. Came out in around 1989 or so, and they had different versions spanning all the way to 94. And even later than that, but this is how far archive.org has them too. If you're a teacher, definitely put these games up on your school computers. The kids will really love them, and they'll absorb a lot of the information, which is really cool. We're mainly going to be talking about the show today. which was a hugely important show in educational television. It came on PBS, and it starred Lynn Thigpen as the chief. She's a really great chief. The second you see her, you're going to know who she is. She's very memorable. She does a really good job. The show itself is a game show. It has 3 kids on there. And I believe they're screened beforehand. If they're not, I'd be really surprised. I believe they're screened beforehand for geography knowledge, because these kids know a lot. This show asks a lot of these kid contestants, because you'll get some questions on there. You're like, how the hell do they know these things? There's some very random countries in there, some random places that the henchman goes, which in this case, for the episode we're talking about today, it's going to be what was his name? Now I can't remember his name. Big Grunge. And so he steals. This is where the show gets. This is a really hokey show. He steals the Edmonton Oilers hockey team and kind of schleps them around to different countries. So these 3 kids have to track down the Edmonton Oilers hockey team. And in the midst of all this, there's all these hints. There's these comedic bits that are written. The show itself is really funny. It's a really funny show. Right off the bat, I think their first hint is from a chicken. Like, this chicken just tells them about chicken farming in Delaware. It's like the weirdest looking chicken. Obviously the show is from I think this show is from around, it's the early 90s, so obviously the technology isn't great to make this chicken look amazing, but there's definitely an effort to make this the weirdest looking chicken. Sam, I remember when watching this, was like, dude, if I was my age now in the early 90s, this could be my job, is making a chicken animation for this damn show. So the kids go through this, and we're going to talk more about the final challenge, but the prizes are really cool. The first person gets kicked off about 15 or 20 minutes into the show, and they get because they've been on the show, they get a consolation prize. They get a travel kit, so they get a watch, and they get a portable globe, I think is one of the things. So this show really, not only does it encourage kids to learn geography, which in the United States is a huge problem. No one gives a shit about anywhere else besides the U.S. In America. So this is an important show. So it not only encourages kids to learn geography, but it encourages kids to travel and check out other places besides the United States of America. During the episode, there's just a lot of different countries, and not only do they mention these countries, but they really talk about what you can do there or what they do there, right? One of the most significant parts of the show, and I was kind of bummed because the kid didn't win the grand prize, which is a whole other issue, because that grand prize is ridiculous to win. Watch the final sequence. That kid knew what he was doing, and he couldn't get the prize. He was 2 away from getting the prize. My one complaint about this show is that they need to make this a little easier to get the grand prize, because I've seen probably as an adult, because I watched it as a kid, but I didn't necessarily remember how difficult it was. I just remember the final challenge being really intense. As an adult, I've seen maybe 10 episodes of this thing. Maybe 1 out of the 10 times this kid actually won the grand prize, and they had to be flawless. They had to know every country, and they had to be fast too. You have to have good cardio. When you have to know every country and also have good cardio, like maybe ease up on the prize and how easy it is to win this thing. The cool thing about this grand prize, and this goes back into encouraging travel, or at least encouraging thinking about other countries and not just the US. This kid got to pick wherever he wanted to go in North America. And I've seen a few episodes where they do North America. Hopefully they do some other continents, so it's not just like, I pick Mexico because fuck Canada and I live in the US. So hopefully they do like Africa or something else. But it's cool because the kid gets to pick anywhere he wants to go in a certain continent, or she, right? In this particular episode, oh, spoiler alert, I can't remember his name, but he makes it to the finals. He got to write down where he wanted to go in North America. And then if he won, he would get to go there. And I'm assuming PBS had their own travel agency that like probably planned a whole trip around where he wanted to go. This is cool. This is cool opportunities for these kids to get to do this. Unfortunately, the grand prize is impossible to win, so he didn't win it. But I guess my main point is that the show itself encourages kids to learn about geography. It encourages them to travel, and it's also just super goofy and cool. It's cool to watch. As you're watching it, you're like, this is a cool show. This is a very quirky show to watch. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, also check out the game, because the game I think came first, I believe. I think it was the game, and then the show was based off the game. Both of them are absolute home runs in their own regard. They both do a really good job at just being what they are, which is educational programming and educational gaming. I mean, again, I guess I haven't talked about this yet, but I'm a substitute teacher, and I substituted this music class on Friday, elementary music, and we had a little bit of time. We had an awkward amount of time at the end of class, so I put up on the screen, this Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on a projector, and we all played. And the kids at first were like, what the hell is this? But by the end, they were like super into it. They wanted to catch the villain. When they did, it was like this big deal. We ended class, and like kids would come up and ask me, how do I play this game? So even though this game is from 1994, even though it's educational, kids from 2017 wanted to play this game, which tells you that this is a well-made computer game. You have to make it good if kids from 2017 are still going to want to play it. I mean, there's something to say about me selling it too and me playing it in front of them, but I mean, Broaderboond, the educational computer company that made this, makes it real easy for me to hype this game up. It's great. And then they wrote a great game show from it too that made it even more popular. So big props to this whole Carmen Sandiego world that they have created. I'm hoping they do a remake. I've heard rumors that they're going to remake this show. It's good. It's really good, and it has staying power. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. I'm going to put that up It's about the Edmonton Oilers team getting stolen. And also I'm going to put up the archive.org link so that you can play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. The other cool thing about this is that you do get promoted in this game. It has a high replay value because you get promoted for every few cases you solve. You go to the next level and you're essentially looking and capturing your henchmen. But the end of the game, if you solve like 80 cases, the end of the game is you capture Carmen Sandiego. And it's kind of intense. It's really cool. So, again, if you are a teacher or you have a kid or you're just a millennial or someone who remembers this game, check this game out because it is legit fun. So I appreciate you guys listening to this episode. I appreciate you guys watching this episode if you've decided to watch it on YouTube or whatever platforms we put it on. I want to give big props to Sam Hahn, who's helped me produce this. This all kind of came about randomly. I just was coming over to his apartment to hang out, and he's like, dude, want to make this a video episode? And I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden he just like leaves, goes to his car and brings out like this fucking light system and like all these cameras. So this is like a high production thing. It's not, well, it is to me. There's like lights in my face. Sam just shakes his head and goes, no, please don't oversell this. It's well produced for what we're doing right now. For a last minute thing, we're going to keep doing more of these and we're going to keep doing more things. So there's going to be quite a bit of content coming out in the future. That's going to be really fun. So keep checking that out. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.